Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking out the channel and my videos. Today we're going to talk about an announcement that was made yesterday by Magpul Industries Corporation. And they made this announcement via Facebook and YouTube. The video is a really short clip of something that I believed was going to be the next generation of Magpul magazines, but ended up being something completely different, but yet still exciting. It ended up being the PMAG Gen M3 Blackout. What I thought it was going to be was the M4 generation of the PMAG that would include a larger window or a translucent body or metal feed lips, all of the things that the current generation lacks as far as magazines go. The problem that I have with the Magpul magazines is they are not the new kid on the block, and they are not the best magazine out there for the AR-15. And I'm not just going to say in my opinion, I believe that it's pretty much common knowledge that although it is a very great magazine, it's definitely a great magazine if you're running 223, 5.56. But the problem is when running 300 Blackout, you lose reliability. And the main feature of the 300 Blackout is that it uses the same hardware that you would use for your 223, 5.56. And that proves to not be true when it comes to magazines. Not all magazines are created equal, and a lot of them just are not very reliable. Do you have magazines that are just completely worthless and they're unable to be used? No, not really, but there are some annoyances and there are some inconsistencies in the reliability. For example, the PMAG with 220 grain and up, 300 Blackout rounds, you run into some reliability issues. And you can tell physically because the way the magazines or the way the bullets load into the magazine. So what I want to do is I want to demonstrate that. And I have a magazine here. This is a M2, as you can see. Got it focus. It's an M2. And you can tell by the design that it's an M2. And what I have in it is I have some ammo loaded in there. And let me count out and see what we have in there now, because looking at it right now, this is when it starts to favor. And this is a P&W 220 grain, a subsonic 300 Blackout round. You can see that it's starting to favor the wall there, and this is loaded in there, pushed back, everything is nice and seated just fine, but you can tell it's starting to shift to that wall. And what we're going to do is we're going to add 5 more rounds. So what we have in there now, we've got 11 rounds in there right now, and we're going to add 5 more. I'm going to go ahead and pop those in there. And you can see it's on the wall. It's favoring that wall big time. That can cause problems for you, especially if you are using this to protect yourself and your family. Look at that. I pressed around in there and it shifted up. And it's favoring that wall. Favoring that wall big time. Alright, that sat in there, but it's favoring the wall. Almost touching the wall. And look at that, pops up. You got to push them down because they're popping up on you. Again, popped up on me. Push to the wall. Now it is almost, it's almost touching the wall. And what this will do is give you some feed reliabilities. You can run into double feed issues, failure to load a round into the chamber, and that is a no-go if you are in your house in the middle of the night and something goes bump. No go, no good. And the whole point of the 300 Blackout is to run these 120 grain rounds through a shorter barrel suppressed. So this is the ideal situation for the 300 Blackout. So for all you people out there that are going to say, oh, well, just, you know, use a lighter load, or use a lighter bullet. No, the 220 is what I want to use, and the 220 is what I need to be reliable. So on that, we look at the magazine that I have purchased to replace my PMAGs, and why I'm no longer going to be buying PMAGs. These Lancers right here. Let me tell you, they are the best magazines out, and I don't really, you know, care what anybody else has to say about that. It's pretty much, I've pretty much proven it to myself. Countless others have proven this, but it's just a superior magazine. And let's take a look at Unpacked. 1. Price point. Anywhere 15 bucks is usually where you can get a translucent, and the translucent comes in 3 different colors. It comes in a smoked, a clear, and then there is another one. It's kind of like a, looks like a brown almost. I don't know what the official color is on that, but it looks like a brown color magazine. They look really, really cool, and they come in solid colors as well, and you can dye them. The big thing about them is they load 300 Blackout just fine, all weights, and they have the metal feed lips. With the PMAGs, you have to use those covers, or else your mags are going to end up cracking on you, and then that's going to give you some other reliability issues. So with the PMAGs, you have to run those covers on there if you're going to load them and store them loaded. With the Lancers, got the metal feed lips, so there's no warping, no shifting in the polymer. Everything is working great, no problems there. So the new magazine from Magpul is definitely a step in the right direction. I was hoping for a little bit more. I was hoping for that M4 magazine with all of the features that the Lancer has, and maybe that would have brought me back to Magpul. But I think really it's a little bit too late, too late for me. You Magpul people out there that love Magpul, stand by them. That's awesome. They made this magazine for you, and you can go and pick the magazine up. It's shipping in the spring of this year, and the MSRP on that magazine, I believe, is $15.85, which is a little steep. Hopefully, retail, you know, when you get them in the stores, is going to be around $10. If that's the case, then you're looking at a great magazine to pick up. But I'm going to stick with the Lancers. I'd like to thank you for checking out my video. Make sure you comment your feelings in the comment section, like the video, share it, and subscribe. Peace.